project.
Hello, my name is George Washington. I was born on February 11th of 1732 in Westmoreland, Virginia. I was born on February 11th before the Gregorian calendar changed, which made it into February 22nd of that same year. In my childhood, it has been said that I supposedly chopped down one of my father's prized cherry trees. I did not, although he did have several cherry trees on his tobacco plantation. When I got older, I became a surveyor. I surveyed the Dismal Swamp and around the Washington, D.C. area. Because of my knowledge of the land, I was recruited by the British King, for the French and Indian War. I was 20 years old at the time, and I was chosen to become a militia leader to protect Fort Necessity. I unwisely led an attack on the French Fort Duquesne, which resulted in my capture and prisoner exchange release. After I was released, the British tried a new tactic. They bought more and more weapons and materials for the war, where they quickly overpowered the French immensely. But now they were in great debt from the colonists, and then they started to tax the colonists with the intolerable acts, the most famous of these being the Tea and the Stamp Acts. And the colonists got soon tired of that, and so the first shots of the Revolutionary War rang out across the land. In 1775, Congress elected me the Commander-in-Chief of the Continental Army. I spent 6 years fighting for independence. Later in the war, the Patriots joined forces with the French, which enabled us to help win the war, because we had no navy, but the French had a huge navy. With the aid of the French, I defeated British General Lord Cornwallis at Yorktown, which resulted in the end of the war. After the war, I served as a leader of the Convention of the Constitution, which was helping to write the Constitution of the newly formed United States of America. I was unanimously elected the President of the United States of America. After my first 4 years of president, I wanted to return to my home, Mount Vernon, with my wife, Martha Custis, but the Congress talked me into serving another term. Once my second term was over, I returned to my family estate at Mount Vernon. It was there when I went out riding one winter day and came down with a very deadly illness. Unfortunately, I died at Mount Vernon on December 14th, 1799. And I have a little quote from a letter from George Washington to Patrick Henry on March 27th, 1778. America has ever had, and I trust that she will ever have, my honest exertions to promote her interest. I cannot hope that my services have been the best, but my heart tells me that they have been the best that I could render. That means that he believes that he gave his best to the country to help the presidency of the United States. Any questions? Yes.
What was it like fighting in two separate wars? It's pretty tough.
I guess it was kind of hard because one war, the first war, he's on the side of the British, but next he's on the side.
Who's he? I mean, I?
Yeah, I was on the side of the colonists. So yeah, pretty rough. Yes.
How did the cherry tree thing come up? I mean, I know you didn't chop down
I
the
think
cherry
it was
tree.
just a folk tale
Okay.
that for some reason someone thought it would be pretty funny if I chopped down a cherry tree and said I must not tell a lie. Which, that last part is true, but I never did chop down this cherry tree. Yes?
What is it like being the first president?
I actually was kind of nervous. But, yeah, kind of nervous, actually. This is the sword that I used in both battles, in both wars. The French and Indian that I had, and the American Revolution. Any other questions?
Thank you.